In this video, I'm going to talk to all of you about some tactics that I have used over the years to build teams of elite individuals into an elite team. So, the very first thing that I would do when I was a platoon chief in the SEAL teams and I formed a platoon of operators is I would sit down with each operator individually. You have to get to know your people as individuals. So every man, I would sit him down at the very beginning and have a one-on-one conversation for 30 to 45 minutes about who this individual is. Tell me about yourself. No, not just as a SEAL operator, but who are you as an individual? What do you do when you're not at work? What's your family like? Are you married? Do you have kids? What are they into? What does your spouse do for a living? What are some of the things that you like to do for fun? What are some of the things that you are dealing with in your life right now outside of work? Long story short, you need to understand what makes that individual tick. What turns them on? What turns them off? And I would sit down with every single person and have this conversation with them because I already know about who they are as an operator, or I would not have drafted them into my platoon. So I don't need to know about Sailor Joe. I need to know about Joe. Who is Joe when he is not at work? What is the kind of stuff that Joe is into? What kind of music does Joe like? What kind of trips does Joe like to take on the 3-day weekends that we get whenever he has free time? Again, it is all about getting to know that particular person. And in doing so, making sure that they understand that they are not simply a means to an end. More than anything, that's what I'm trying to get out of that initial sit down, that one-on-one conversation where I'm trying to get to know that new team member, is making sure that they understand that they are part of a team and that they are very, very valuable to the team as a whole, and that their contribution to the team will not go overlooked. And they have to understand that they are not simply a means to an end. So that's something very easy that you can do with the individuals on your team. It doesn't cost you anything other than your time and your attention. And be very, very curious of that individual when you're talking to that person. Go into the conversation with some questions that you already have scripted, but be willing to go off script because you're actively listening and you're trying to get to know that person. Another thing that I would do as a platoon chief in the SEAL teams is I would bring people together based on not just their personalities, but their talent as well. So in getting to know those people and understanding what makes them tick, what they like, outside of work, that gave me the ability to put people together as pairs or as shooting pairs or bring together 4 people as a fire team based on who they really are, not just what they are good at. But it gave me the ability to go, no, those 2 individuals are going to make a really good shooting pair, not just because they're really good operators and when one goes left, the other one inherently knows to go right, but because those 2 individuals, when you get below the surface, they actually have a tremendous amount in common. They don't just think alike tactically, but personally, those 2 people think alike. And I only know that because I take the time to get to know them as individuals. And so if I can bring together a team of people that at the core, they don't have to be exactly the same, but if they've got a lot of commonalities at their core, it is much more likely that those people are going to work well together. And so I really try to focus on bringing people together when I know they have commonalities beneath the surface of who they are. Something else that you can do is really be purposeful about teaching the individual what it means to be a teammate. Teach that person what it means to be a team player. Teach the individuals on the team what it means to obsess over the problems of other people and help them to build that as a habit so that the team is constantly feeding the team. The individual is constantly obsessing over what the team needs. The individual is constantly obsessing over what other individuals within the team needs instead of focusing on what he or her self needs. That's the responsibility of a leader, is to guide the individual down a path that teaches them to stop focusing on themselves and instead obsess over the needs of the individuals that make up the team and the team itself. Also, this is something that I think is really important, and I love doing it. As a team leader, you have to celebrate the diversity across your team. And you have to be very, very public about it. You see, the team is made up of individuals, which means that you're going to have some diversity in that group. Well, a really good leader will champion that diversity publicly and let it be known that the reason why we are so good, the reason why our team is so effective is because of our diversity. It's because we are not all robotic in our behavior. We are not all exactly the same. And that's why I pulled us together as a team, because I didn't want a team of individuals that are exactly like me. No, we need to champion our diversity. We need to champion our diversity in thought. We need to champion the fact that we all look different, that we talk different, that we walk differently. Leaders, really good and effective leaders, understand how to champion the differences amongst the team and make sure that the team understands that the reason why the team is so good and effective is because of those individual differences. And then lastly, I have to go back to a point that I made earlier, and that is obsession. So when you think of, or at least when I think of, a Navy SEAL platoon, I envision a group of individuals that are the most elite, the most talented, the most capable, the most strong individuals. I think I said intelligent, but I'll say it again, the most intelligent individuals on the planet. And you put all those people together to form a team, a platoon of 22 men. And here is the thing. Every one of those individuals are all of those characteristics that I named. Therefore, we have to throw a couple other characteristics into that bucket. So more than likely there's arrogance, and more than likely there's some ego-driven behavior. But the leader, like a real leader finds a way to pull those people together and get them to work together in a manner that allows them to accomplish the mission, but without killing one another in the process. And the leader is sure to teach all of those individuals that, listen, this is the mission. And I promise you that no matter how strong, smart, talented, badass every one of you are as individuals, it is literally impossible for you to accomplish this mission on your own. The only way this mission is going to get accomplished is if we work together as a team. And the only way it's going to get done as a team is if we understand intimately that we are better together as a team, not as individuals. I don't care who you are or how awesome you are never going to accomplish this mission on your own. None of you will. But if we come together as a team and we work better together as a team, championing our diversity and calling on our diversity in order to accomplish the mission, then we will accomplish the mission. And so those are some of the tactics that I have taken in the past to bring people together. I've been very effective in bringing people together and building teams and leading teams and doing very, very difficult things that only a team working together can accomplish. So I hope this helps. I will talk to y'all soon.